Hi and welcome everyone to Season 5 of the Ruin Hammer Live Show, where we talk all things One New Zealand Warriors. Thank you all for joining us. Special show tonight. It's been a while since we've been on due to my ridiculous work time slot at the moment. But tonight we're going to revisit our 2024 predictions with our great mates from across the ditch, Brad and Richie. And we're just going to have a general discussion about the Warriors. Joining me tonight, as usual, is my good mate and co-host Warrior Roo. Robbie, how you doing, buddy?
Doing well, thanks, mate. Yeah, it's good to see you on the weekend. Catching up on the Gold Coast up for the for Brad's birthday. So I hope she had a great party. And yeah, it was good succulent Chinese meal we enjoyed on Saturday night. It was a democracy manifest and all that.
It was,
yes. But always great to catch up. And but getting towards the end of the year, kids are almost finished school. And yeah, school holidays are approaching. So always fun time. Yeah.
And boys, welcome, Brad and Richie. Great to see you guys. Always good to catch up with you guys. How's things going? Richie, how you been, mate? How's things down Wellington way?
Yeah, I'm doing well, thanks, mate. Yeah, Wellington's good. I just got back last week. I spent a week in Niue in the islands, which was cool. Nice. So my complexion's gone a couple shades darker, and the scale number's gone up a couple of kgs. But
yeah, I'll bet.
Yeah. But no, you're doing well, guys. Thank you.
Brad, how you going, buddy? How's things in Auckland?
Yeah, hot as buggery up here at the moment. Not a fan. Not that you guys would even notice the difference. Please. Yeah, it's hard for us Aucklanders. We're a bit of a softer breed, all right?
We're coming to Southeast Queensland, mate.
It's the humidity that gets me, all right? But no, everything's been going good. No, I'm looking at my predictions here and not really looking forward to talking about them again.
No.
It's I think I'm better than last year. I can't remember how many I got right, but I think I got more.
Yeah, I was hoping to get double figures, and I'm well short of that. And it only gets worse because next year we go 25 predictions for 2025. But anyway, that's another thing. Before we get into any of that stuff, let's have a bit of a chat about what's going on in Warrior Town over the past couple of months. And I do apologise to everyone who's been following us for so long, and we have been off the air for a little while. I've just been working ridiculous hours where I start at midnight and don't finish till midday, and I'm in bed at by 6 o'clock at night. So this is a bit of an oddity for me because I'm actually going back to work tomorrow. I've had a couple of days off, so I'm able to do this. Had a bit of a nap today, so it was good. Brad, can you bring us up to date, mate? You went to a Warriors members event last week. What was that like? Anything important come out of that?
Nothing important. It was at their bar that they own, so it was the first time I got to go there.
Okay.
Dragged the woman along with me, and they had just spread out, and they gave you a free beer, and your ticket that gave you a beer put you into a raffle. I was anticipating more than one prize, but there was only one, and I didn't get it. So someone got a nice signed Warriors jersey, and they had some stuff there for you to buy, some of the new training gear. And I don't think you can see him. You can't see him behind me. There's a bobblehead that they had that I thought was ridiculous when I saw it the first time. And then as the night went on, it was like, no, I've got to get it. So I took that as I left. But they had a few of the players there. Tanner Boyd was there. Bunty and Tamari Martin and Kurt Cakewell. There may have been others that I didn't see, and then some of the old boys. Monty was there kind of as the MC. Arlen Gudenbeal was there. Hytro was there, which I sent you guys the picture I got with Hytro.
Yep.
And Stacey as well. And no Webby, but Richard Agar was there to give the speech from the coaches, and Cameron George was there, obviously. But yeah, it was just like a meet and greet. The players all went round every table basically to talk to everyone and introduce themselves like we don't know who they are.
Yep.
And then, yeah, Cameron George talked about how exciting things are going to be for 2025. And then the coach, Richie Agar, gave you your normal speech that the boys are training hard and, hoping for the best. So we'll see. It was a decent night out. It's not often that the missus can get me out of my house. So, and the bar is pretty good, apart from where it's located.
I was going to ask that. How far from Mount Smart is that bar located?
It's a decent hike. It's right across the road, basically, from Eden Park.
Oh, okay.
The back window of the bar looks straight out onto Eden Park. It's
miles away.
Yeah, the street there is quite a hub for bars and restaurants, obviously, for all the All Blacks and stuff that happens at Eden Park. And it's a bit of a bitch to park around there, which is always my concern. But I scoped out a free car park with a little bit of a walk away. But, I'd definitely go back. It's just I don't know if I'd go back during the season when the games are on, when you go to watch an away game, because I think it'd be too much of a bitch to get there. But it's a nice looking bar.
Are they looking to utilise that as an after game thing when the Warriors play at home next year, or if it is a fair hike, because they've got Lily World right next to the stadium there where everyone goes beforehand, and then afterwards I know that they have that section upstairs where the players go and have a few drinks and a feed after the game. Do you think they'll actually expect the players to go all the way over to this new venue?
No, I don't think they're going to incorporate it like that. I think the travel and trying to get all the fans from the stadium to get there would be too much of a mission. Yeah. So I think it could be more of a location for when the boys are away. Maybe they might do some stuff there, some like members functions and stuff. They haven't said anything like that. I'm just thinking hypothetically what they could do with it. But yeah, I think they'd make a bit more bob out of that, since I don't think they make anything out of Lilywood, do they?
No, it's not.
Yeah,
it's
privately
not
owned,
isn't it? Yeah, privately owned. Yeah. So time will tell. I think it's too far away. If it was in the area, I think they would use it more for that type of thing. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Speaking of far away, the season kicks off in February for us in Vegas next year, boys. Or March, sorry. It's the first weekend in March, I think. 2nd of March, I think we play.
Yeah.
We've all seen the draw come out. Anything stick out for you personally? Any games is there any games in Wellington, Richie, that you'll be able to get to? Or you'll have to, nothing in Wellington, eh?
No, that's what I had a keen eye out for, but no, nothing in Wellington. Looks like I'm gonna have to travel this year if I want to catch a couple of home games. So
about bloody time.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to jump on a plane and see you, Brad.
Yeah.
Well, alternatively, if you can jump on a plane and come to Magic Round, mate, I'd recommend that one.
Yeah, definitely. There's going to be a big turnout there this year. Huge turnout.
Yeah. And we win in Magic Round now too. So.
Well,
only when this guy doesn't go.
I'm going next year. I've already got my accommodation.
So there goes that.
We are playing the Cowboys though, so I think we've got a better chance of jagging a win than when they put us up against the high flying Rabbits when we had them, or Penrith for the last 2 years. Although we did get Penrith last year. Any games that stick out for you guys though next year? I noticed we were having a chat before we went live on air. Anzac Day game is in Christchurch next year, playing the Knights, and as Brad said, it looks like now because Melbourne won't budge on that Anzac Day game in Melbourne, it looks like, and the Warriors wanting to play it in New Zealand, that Melbourne Warriors thing is kind of gone now, but it hasn't been locked into a team that we're going to be playing every year. Last year, Titans, this year, Newcastle. Thoughts on that one, boys?
I'm happy with Newcastle. But I was happy with the Titans because I thought that gave us a great chance. And look where that got us.
Yes.
Be careful what we wish for, eh? Yeah, no,
exactly.
As long as we win, I don't really care. It's as simple as that. In terms of games I wanted to see if we played Penrith here, which we do. I was really stoked it might not be the nicest game for us to actually have to play, but to watch that team live. We don't get a chance to do that often here. And then I looked at the women's draw, and unfortunately, there's no Roosters playing at Mount Smart in the women's draw.
No.
So, yeah, we'll talk about her a bit later, I'm sure, and when we get to predictions. But very disappointed.
Yeah, yeah. For me too. Good to see that we get a bye early in the season. The last 2 seasons, we haven't had our first bye until about round 12 or 13. We got a bye in round 5, which means that we can go hard in that first part of the season, first 5 games, get a bit of a rest. But then later in the season, I think we have 2 byes in the space of 4 weeks late in the season. Then have an 8-game run into the finals if we're lucky enough to get there. So
that's Penrith, Brisbane, bye.
There you go.
Ooh.
Yeah. So going to be interesting. A couple of games that I'll be able to get to here in Sydney. We've got a couple of games in Sydney. There's a couple of double headers for the NRLW as well. And it'll be interesting to see if the Warriors put on those members, away members functions like they have the last couple of years in Sydney and Queensland. But going to be an interesting thing. We'll talk about memberships before. Obviously, you've got your membership sorted, Brad, for next year.
Yep, I got it on the first day, as always. But yeah, that's all sorted. My 2 tickets and my seats I've had since 2000. When was it? 2004, Richie? I think this is year number 20.
Is it much of a change in price for home memberships?
I think how much were they? I think they were like $270 something when we first got them, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Richie? And I think I'm paying like $380 now. So it's an increase, but 20 years, it's not bad.
Yeah.
What a year to start, 2004. It makes you wonder why we keep buying them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first great drop off, the very first fall off the cliff season. Yep.
Yeah. The ultimate, next year's our year. Next year's our year. And just keep on going. Yeah. And Rob, you're saying the Aussie away memberships have been released. A little bit of a strange one.
Yeah, I had a quick look at it before. I don't know if they're going to be releasing any more, but there's one called a digital, I can probably tell you exactly what it's called, the Aussie digital membership, and it's $269, and it comes with a 12-month KO subscription, which, to be honest, like you cannot be a Warriors fan in Australia and not have KO, because we get the absolute bare minimum of free-to-air games on Channel 9 over here. So, yeah, Oz Digital supporter, $269. And as far as I can see, for us over here in Australia, the only other option is like the generic ticketless membership. That's about $40. It gets you the usual $50 worth of your from the members' merchandise store and, all the other stuff, 10% off other merch and that kind of thing. So I don't know whether the club is going to release any more like state-based memberships. So last year they had the New South Wales one, and they usually do a Queensland one as well. But there's four games in Southeast Queensland this year. Just going back to the draw, which is going to be awesome, especially for me. So playing like all 3 Queensland teams, all 3 Southeast Queensland teams, I should say. We're playing the Cowboys at Magic Round, so we're playing all 4 Queensland teams in Queensland. So, but there'll definitely be a members event on the Gold Coast, because that's always one of the biggest events in the year. Let's just hope it's not bloody 66-6 this year, next season.
I actually think the Cowboys are probably the only team I haven't seen the Warriors play live, because of either playing at North Queensland or in New Zealand. I can't recall if I actually watched the Warriors versus Cowboys live during COVID, when the Warriors were based at.
Yeah, you did.
Did I?
Yes, it was like one of Reece Walsh's first games. We led. It's the most Warriors game ever. We led 24-4 at halftime and won 24-20, and just hung on to a.
Oh, that's right, at Redcliffe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, no. Sorry.
Yeah,
You seen them
Redcliffe.
twice then. No. You saw them at Central Coast, and then we saw them win in Golden Point at Redcliffe.
That was when Marcelo Montoya got
Yes.
sin bin for calling
Cole Felt.
Cole Felt a bundle of sticks. Yeah,
That's it. Yeah.
Speaking of signings and player movements, Marcelo Montoya obviously moved on. He's gone home to the Bulldogs. The Warriors with a couple of signings. We all know James Fisher-Harris, the captain of the Kiwis, is coming, which is obviously a huge signing for the club. Personally, though, if I had the choice of having Fisher-Harris or Fanua-Blake, I think I'd rather Fanua-Blake. I think Fanua-Blake has better go forward in his gameplay. Fisher-Harris is going to be good for our young kids coming through, though, with the culture and what have you. And still a great pickup, no doubt. But I really think we're going to miss Adden's meters and his post-contact meters next year. Because if we're playing Barnett as a front rower, I find the game style of Barnett and Fisher-Harris to be quite similar in how they play. But that's just my thoughts. I'll hand it over to our resident front row expert sitting there. Yeah. What are your thoughts, mate?
I was going to say, listen to this dribble you're talking. No, yeah, AFB's more the big force. That's what they're going to miss, the Warriors. But it's what you said with Fish about what he's going to do with the young kids. I think that's going to be what sets the Warriors up for the future. More than the benefit of having AFB right now. He's a fantastic player, but he's on an island most of the time.
Yes.
He'll put everyone on his back and do it himself, not necessarily bring everyone else up with him. Just seeing like you've got Griffin Neem, Leo Thompson and all that, seeing how they grew after being in camp with him. Imagine a whole season for Laban's, Halasimas and all that, Zion Mo, what they could become with a guy like Fish. Yeah, Mitch, best prop in the game, man. He's going to be fine.
Absolutely.
It didn't hurt any less though watching AFB against the Kiwis when he was playing for Tonga. That big bang the front door down style. Oh, yeah.
It's just a sad world.
I'm going to miss it.
If AFB didn't, whatever's gone on that made him leave, there is a potential that this year we could have had AFB and James Fisher-Harris.
Yeah.
Because James still wanted to come home. And imagine what that would have been like. But that's just the hypotheticals. And I keep hearing more and more rumors that Leo's going to the Bulldogs.
Yeah, there's a lot of rumblings here in Sydney about that.
Yeah.
Since they missed out on Terrell May.
Yeah, so that would be disappointing because I really wanted him. But that's the thing I've just put out into the universe. I've never heard the Warriors even discuss the thought of talking to him or anything. Just, it seemed to fit everything they've been trying to go for about having Kiwis and stuff. And
absolutely.
We'll get him when he's 35.
Speaking of which, the signing of Aaron Clark, he wanted to come back to the Warriors. For me, and I'll discuss this with Rob, it was a weird one because they let Jazz go and then they signed Aaron Clark, and it's kind of one similar style of play. The only thing I can think of is probably money related. Like Aaron Clark was probably asking for less money than what Jazz was asking for. Your thoughts, boys, on Aaron Clark? And he'll just probably slot straight into that role that Jazz played for the Warriors for the last couple of seasons, you think?
Yeah.
I didn't realize he used to be a halfback. He was like a halfback in our junior system.
He was a hooker.
Apparently.
He was a hooker.
Oh, okay.
I
thought he played in the halves as well. Yeah.
Could have.
But yeah, I think it's straight money. He's Jazz light. No disrespect for him, but I mean money-wise, he will fill the same role as Jazz for less money, which when you're juggling that cap, it's a tough business, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, he looked all right for the Kiwis in his one game that he got to play. But and he was solid for the Titans, so I don't think it's not a miss. I think he'll do more than enough to keep us happy. But yeah, it's just a money thing, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And Tanner Boyd, you mentioned you saw Tanner Boyd at the members thing the other day. That for me was one that came out of left field. There was no talk about Tanner Boyd at all, and the only thing I can think of is, I don't know, we're struggling to find someone that can play halfback.
Kicking
thoughts,
game.
boys? Yeah.
Yeah. We talked about it on our show the day before it was announced. I said, because I said I'd heard some rumors, but said don't take it on anything. And then the next day they announced it, which is what the Warriors do to us. They always announce on a Thursday.
Yep.
I don't mind it because there isn't. I know everyone wants Luke Metcalf to be the 7, but we haven't seen him as a kicking 7. Tanner Boyd's got that, so I think if you could combine him and Metcalf well. And he's got big raps on him in Australia, Tanner Boyd, with being a student of the game and that side of things, which is something that we miss. I was listening, I can't remember who it was. It was someone doing an interview with Webby over in Oz, and he said, like, I've worked with him. He's very smart. Will give 100% all the time. You've got a good one there. You just got to develop the combinations with him. And he seems like a good dude, and we just need a kicker. And he can field goal, and he can goal kick, which is 2 things we need more regularly. So, yeah, I still would have liked SJ to go another year, but, you know, it is what it is. I think he was the best option they could get. It wasn't like they were going to get a bed hunt. Right.
He talks props and he talks halves. What can you do,
He
mate?
does. He
all rounder.
As a goal kicker though, we do have Luke Metcalf can kick, and if Tane's playing first grade, we know Tane is a reliable goal kicker. Webby was on I think it was SEN the other day. He had a bit of a chat on SEN. He actually came out and said that the club, they have 4 halfbacks, not halves. He actually said halfbacks that are all vying for that round 1 position. So I'm racking my brain trying to think who he thinks is a halfback. Obviously, Tamari Martin would be one, but are the others Tanner Boyd, Chanel Harris-Tavita, and Luke Metcalf? Or is Jet Cleary in that conversation and Metcalf might be the 6 that they're looking at? I don't know.
I think he's been in the other 4 because I don't think Jet's on a top 30 contract, so he couldn't play anyway.
Yeah.
So I think he means those 4. But yeah, no disrespect to Tamati, I see we've got 3 6s and 1 7. Out and out. Tamati does a good job at times, but we saw as it goes on, he has like a sweet run of form, and then he goes into himself again.
Yep.
Maybe with no SJ shadowing you there, it might be different. But yeah, I think for me, without seeing them play, I've got Boyd Metcalf as my halves.
Does Stacey's influence from the Kiwis come into it, and they move Chance to 6, Tane to fullback, play Roger and Dallin on a wing, and have Berry and Ali in the centres?
I love Chance, but we can't have a 6 that doesn't kick.
Hey! He kicked once in that test, and we scored.
Yeah,
we did. That's true.
That's true. But,
No.
Nah.
Even a broken clock's right twice a day.
That's right.
That was a fluke.
It was. It was.
But yeah, I feel like they need to pick a 6 and 7 and stick with them.
Yeah.
Even if it's not going well, you know, let them build, because all of them really don't have combinations with anyone. Tamati and Luke have probably got the most games together out of the combo, but
it kind of reminds me of 2019 when SJ left, and Kearney had Adam Kieran and he had Chanel Harris-Tavita, and he was chopping and changing every couple of weeks, and we never got anything settled. I'm hoping, as you said, Brad, that Webby just picks and sticks with the 6 and 7, especially in those first opening 4 weeks before the bye, and just says, okay, you're our 6 and 7 boys. Get us around the park and see what we come up with, because it's not the hardest of draws in those first 4 weeks, I don't think, from memory. Rob's now looking at the draw. I can see him with his thinking face on. What are your thoughts, Rob?
You want my thoughts? So we got Raiders in Vegas, Manly at home, Roosters at home, Tigers away.
Oh,
and
okay.
then draw.
No, yeah.
Then the bye, sorry. Yeah.
Not too bad. I mean, we haven't beaten the Roosters for how many years now? But
6 or 7, yeah.
Yeah, but they're not the Roosters that we know of the last couple of years. There's a couple of significant outs from them now.
Big outs, yeah.
I think Walker will still be out
Tigers
at
will be
that
no
point too.
pushovers.
Yeah, Walker's out for the first part of the season. So it'll be Chad
Yeah.
Townsend playing halfback.
Yeah.
With whoever. I don't know
Oh,
who's their six.
He won't need a second invitation to carve us up.
No.
And they won't have Luke Keary. And they don't have Joey Manu. So they don't have Joseph Swatali'i. So that back line looks significantly different.
They have big Mark Wanga Nitawasi.
Yeah.
As long as
take
he
your word
doesn't
for that
score
one.
a lot of tries.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to that next season to have to talk about him on the show, mate.
Nah. We have to come up with a nickname for him.
That's why Rab's retired.
Yeah. Webby also said 29 of our 30 spots are filled on our roster, and they'll be leaving that one spot open now to promote from within during the season. Unless someone of significance who can't find a club anywhere else in the NRL and has to come to the Warriors is available. I'm happy with that, though. I'm happy leaving that one spot open and looking for some kid to put his hand up. We had a couple of those this year come through, and those guys will be better for their game time last year and going through a full preseason this year. The merchandise that the club's released. Training merch looks great. I do like the design that they have. Not a fan of the Pacifica stuff. Boys, take it away. Talk to me. Let me know what you think.
Oh, firstly, before we start talking about merchandise, which is my special subject, a big shout out to Retro Rugby League, who joined me a few weeks ago. We had a great chat. We just nerded out for ages. So if you haven't seen that, go back and have a look at that. He's a Roosters fan, but I reckon he's a closet Warriors fan. He's got a lot of love for the Warriors, and he rates our gear for this season, which is good. Yeah, it's got that wave theme to it. Sand dunes, the sand dunes of Bethel's Beach, where they do their preseason training, and obviously a bit of a nod to the late great Sunny Fire as well. And then they've got a bit of the PowerShell theme that's returned. That was famously back in that 2015 Nines jersey. That's come back. That was always super popular. Bit of a trim on the training shirts, and there's also the warm-up tee, which is far and away my favorite item that's been released so far. Is that the players' warm-up tee and that PowerShell theme.
Yeah.
Home and away jerseys are pretty much the same. There's a 2-year cycle. And but they're basically the same as they were last year. The Pacifica stuff, though, got released this week.
Just before you go into that, you're saying, too, there's a 3-year cycle on heritage jerseys as well?
Yeah, so there's a 3-year cycle on heritage jerseys, which basically I think is just stopping clubs from releasing too many jerseys all the time. So they said you can't do a heritage jersey every year. If you do, it's got to be the same one you did last year. So I'm pretty sure you'll see the Warriors not do a heritage jersey for the next 2 years and then release it the year after. Although what old Retro was saying was that clubs can get around it by doing like a special commemorative jersey or an anniversary jersey. There's like little loopholes where, like the Cowboys did last year when they did that Carl Webb jersey, which was basically their 2005 jersey remade. So there is loopholes, but we have already seen the Pacifica jersey come out. I've no idea what round that's going to be worn in. Maybe in the multicultural round or something like that, which is normally earlier in the season. It's got the blue, red, and green, but to me, I'm really not a fan of the jersey itself. It's very busy. It's got that Pacifica design pattern all over it, but to me it looks like a bit like a melted rainbow paddle pop, where the colours have sort of dripped and sort of stained all over it. I mean, each to their own. I'm sure it's going to be a massive seller. It could be one of those divisive jerseys like that one behind Brad there with the old picnic blanket.
Brad could put the melted paddle pop next to the picnic blanket, and it's like a full
There
thing.
you go. I don't mind the blue polo that they showed, the Pacifica polo, that looked all right. And there's some shorts and that sort of thing coming out, so a little bit of a side range with the Pacifica theme. I've already nailed my allegiance to the post. So what do you guys think about it? And
I like it.
I believe Richie has an alternate view.
Yeah, I like it, but I'm a big fan of paddle pops as well. So I'm cool with it. I think I might pick that one up. I don't know. It's better than that thing sitting behind Brad anyway.
Blasphemy.
Yeah.
Blasphemy.
I don't know. They're in the grand
ever.
final. They're in the grand final for me.
I just don't like the blue. I like the idea. I think they could have done a similar design with the actual blue, Warriors blue, which is still that's a Samoan blue, so it still would fit. But I haven't seen it in person.
Remember the 2017 Heritage?
That's the one. That's the one. Is seeing it in person is what changes you, because I've seen jerseys in the past, and I won't say which ones, that the Warriors have brought out, and I thought, oh, that's not too bad, and then seen it in the flesh and thought, no, not buying that. So but I'm different. I don't like pastel-y colours either. I'm always like dark, bold colours. That's who I am. That's how I. So that pastel paddle pop melted looking design that they've brought out is just not gonna. It will find nowhere on the wall of jerseys. I'm telling you now.
It won't be in your top 5, mate.
It definitely won't be in my top 5. Could be in somebody else's though.
I get what you're saying, Brad, because I think of the 2017 Heritage jersey that we had, that was kind of like the 95 design, but it had the Pacifica pattern all over it, but it was the solid blue, white, red, and green on there, and it had that was good. Like, that was well done. They combined like the Pacifica Heritage round, and then also the traditional colors, obviously, before we went back to the blue, red, and green. Look, I like pastel colors, but I don't like 3 of them together and on a footy jersey over like a very busy Pacifica kind of design. It's just all those things add up to a little bit of a mess, in my opinion. So. But each to their own. Feel free to go out and buy it if you want it. It goes. Members tomorrow can purchase it tomorrow, and everyone else can purchase it on Friday. So, sorry.
Do we think there's going to be any special version of the jersey for Vegas?
It's been hinted, or maybe it's just been hinted by fans, or fans expecting that because we always do special jerseys that we'd do one. Last year. I don't think any of the teams wore special Vegas. No, they just wore normal jerseys. But they did other merchandise. Jerseys. Like they did hats that had Vegas trip, or they did shirts and polos and stuff, but no jerseys.
So it could be like the Christchurch one this year, where they had that black and red training
could be
jersey that they might make a Vegas one maybe.
Yep.
So.
I like that shirt. That was a good shirt, that Christchurch one that they brought out.
Yeah.
There was are we expecting any other jerseys to come out this year, Rob? I know you've been speaking to various people within the jersey community, and Dynasty have visited certain people. Are we expecting any designs that they might like or favour?
Certain people with certain outstanding collections. So we all know that former Warrior Louis Brown is now involved in the design team. I don't know if he's been involved in any of the stuff that's come out yet, but if you go back and look at some of his social media posts and some of his stories and that sort of thing, he's had the black 2011 Fern jersey prominently placed in a lot of those pictures. So, and Dynasty, that one there behind you, so Dynasty, from what I've heard, are very interested in finding out what were the most popular jerseys in Warriors history. So they actually have kind of done their homework, is what I've been told from a direct source. And obviously that 2011 jersey is one of the most popular ones we've had. I think it was released the same year as the Rugby World Cup, which is why they wore it at Eden Park, and they had that sort of fern design and everything for the All Blacks. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some variation of that black jersey coming out this year for whatever whatever round or whatever specific purpose. Like as I said, there's loopholes that can be exploited now. So
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised to see something black. And it's been, I don't know why, but I just get this vibe and I get this feeling that we may be slowly shifting back towards black as like a full-time color. I don't know. I don't have too much to base that on, but I wouldn't mind seeing us go back to a 2002 color scheme. So we've got the black, and then you've got the blue and red and white, like the other one behind your melon there, Hammer.
This one here.
Yeah. Like if we go back to something like that keeps everybody happy.
Yep.
There's probably only so much you can do with the old DB Better style jersey as well. You can curve the chevron, you can straighten the chevron, you can,
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
True. Be interesting to see.
Hard to say.
All right. Anything? It is hard to say. Anything else? Send your questions through. Anything else Warriors related that we need to touch on before we move on to our very poor predictions for 2024 that anyone can think of? I've got a list here, and I think I've pretty much gone through that. Anything else you guys need to touch on? No,
I don't think so.
Not that I can
All right,
think of,
boys. All right, boys. Get your predictions out. This is going to be very, very sad. Richie, hit us with your predictions, mate.
You want to start with me?
I'm going to start with you, buddy.
Let's tear the Band-Aid off.
Yeah, let's do this.
All right. Here we go. There's a lot of misses here. And when I miss big. Number 1, Warriors finish top 4 again. Yep, no.
Bum.
Number 2, Warriors will win New South Wales Cup. I think a couple of us had that one.
Yeah.
Hopefully. I'm not the only one, hopefully.
No.
3, Broncos minor premiers. Happy to miss that one.
How good that? That's your best miss.
Yeah. 4, Panthers go 4 in a row. First tick.
Yes.
Done.
There you go.
1.
5, Roosters win NRLW.
2.
Tick.
Yeah.
There you go. They did too.
6, Reynolds top point scorer, as in Adam Reynolds. Don't know what made me think he was going to last the full season. But there you go. 8, Dylan Watiti-Zelezniak, Warriors leading try scorer. Tick.
He was. Yep.
Yeah. 9, I feel Brad twisted my arm here. Dragons to win Wooden Spoon.
mate. They're favourites again, I'm sure.
It's not
No way
happen,
they'll
Brad.
get it.
Now, I've got a couple around the wrong way here. 10, Queensland to win State of Origin. No.
No.
11, New South Wales to win NRLW State of Origin. So I got those around the wrong way. 2 misses. Reece Walsh, man of the series in State of Origin. Didn't know Suoliti was going to wipe him out, but I enjoyed that anyway. Nathan Cleary, Dalian? No. Yeah, I think I'm going to stop doing that one too. Misses every year. Reece Walsh, second year running, most errors in NRL. And that's a miss. It was actually Zach Lomax.
Oh.
But Reece Walsh had the second highest average, apparently. So it's still a miss.
Point.
Yeah. Tamika Upton, back-to-back Dalian? No. Cowboys return to finals footy. Tick. Warriors beat Storm first time since 2015. Should have happened. Rob.
Oh.
Absolutely, Rob.
No.
Number 18, SJ signs 1-year contract extension. Miss.
No.
It was there.
Missed.
It was on the
It
table.
was there. 19, Wade Egan, Simon Mannering, medal winner. Miss.
No.
He did start well. And then, yeah. 20, third straight year, Sharks failed to win a finals match. Miss. They won one. Yeah. Go figure. 21, Warriors win first Anzac Day match in a decade. I was fooled by the opposition. Yeah. I think I'm going to do that pick this coming year the other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't seem to win those.
No.
22, Australia win the Pacific Championship. Correct.
Yeah.
23, I thought this was a sure thing. Near Kore to be sin bin at least once this season. Didn't happen.
Amazing, hey? It didn't
Yeah.
happen at all.
Really?
Well, he wasn't on
Yeah.
the field for enough.
Yeah, that's
was
right, he
injured for
wasn't.
most of the year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the last one, Rocco Berry to be tackled with the ball on last tackle at least once this season.
Round 3.
Round 3. Yeah.
It's-
Round 3.
Mark
Didn't
that
take-
the game for
didn't take
me.
long.
I didn't. Yeah. That's like saying the sun's going to rise tomorrow, though. So
Yeah.
It is. Yep.
Well, Richie, that's a very poor 6.
yeah.
But you're leading at this stage.
Well, it's because I'm first.
That's right. All right, Rob, hit us with your ridiculous prediction.
Jeez. Number 1, Warriors finished 7th. Wrong, but I was probably closer than everyone else was going to be. I was the only one who was skeptical, and everyone's like, no, you're just saying that because of all the other seasons.
Oh, wait till mine come up. Jesus.
Yeah. So Warriors finished 7th, incorrect. Tigers finished 9th despite a great start to the season. Wrong and wrong. Bulldogs finished 10th, incorrect. They were, what were they, 5th or 6th or something?
5th, yeah.
No coaches sacked during the season, but Serraldo will be punted before next season when the Dogs miss the finals again. Yeah, wrong on everything. Dragons for Wooden Spoon, wrong. Ali Leatawa will finish the season in first grade. I got that one.
Yes.
He played the final round against the Sharks, made that massive break.
Yep.
Let's hope he stays there. Luke Metcalf will be released mid-season. The complete opposite. He got re-signed mid-season. Penrith will make the grand final, but not win. So that's wrong. Wrong because I got to have both parts right. For that was one prediction. So wrong. Raiders will miss the 8. I got that one. They missed the 8, didn't they?
Yeah. They missed.
Yeah, sweet. New South Wales to win Origin Series 2-1. Got that one.
Oh, nice.
Despite being a Queenslander. Yeah. They will make the announcement to allow all players to be eligible for Origin. That didn't happen this year, but it's only a matter of time before that does happen. But that's wrong for this year. DCE will retire at the end of the season. Wrong.
Yeah, wrong.
I'm sure he'll do it next year. Here we go. At least one Broncos player will embarrass himself in Vegas. Now that is correct because if you saw Paddy Carrigan's outfit that he was wearing when they met Magic Johnson, that was beyond embarrassing.
Yeah.
And I just can't get the old Magic Johnson with the who the hell are these guys look out of his eyes when he's meeting Reece Walsh and Carrigan and stuff. They're like, oh, we're such big fans. He's like, who the hell are these guys? So I'll claim that one. Tavita Pangai Jr. will sign with the Broncos mid-season and will play during Origin. No, he signed with the Dolphins and played. Tommy Turbo will sustain another injury, jeopardizing his career. Well, I'm sure he got injured at some point, but it was hardly a career-threatening injury, so wrong. Mm-hmm. Ricky Stewart will blame his own players for a loss for the first time in his career. Now, I'm fairly sure he did.
He did
once, not blame. It was early in the season as well, and I was shocked. He didn't blame the referee for once, so that's correct. Anthony Seibold's voice will deteriorate so much that he'll need a voice box by the end of the season. Close, but not quite. Souths will go through another rough trot, and Latrell will step away from the game for a period of time. We're going to need you guys to adjudicate on that one. They went through a rough trot.
I'll give you that.
Yeah. You give me that?
I'll give you that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well done.
Right, cool.
Yeah.
The Knights will be the biggest sliders, dropping to mid-table. No, well, they were with about 5 rounds out from the finals, but somehow made the finals. And so incorrect. All Queensland teams will be in the picture to make the 8, but only the Broncos will make it.
No.
Kind of incorrect. It was only the Cowboys that made it. AFB will get released mid-season when a decent replacement suddenly becomes available. Incorrect. SJ will play on in 2025. For now, it's incorrect, but who knows? If all those 4 halfbacks don't fire next year. New South Wales Cup team will play in the grand final. Incorrect. and we will be announced as being the next Vegas batch to take advantage of the Up the Wires marketing movement. Correct.
Yes.
Seven.
7.
So, yeah.
Nice.
Here we go. Brad, give us your 23 Millie Boyle predictions and 1 Dragons prediction.
So I've got a solid 6, potentially 7.
Okay.
Oh,
So
here we
we're
go.
starting off with the potential number 1. So number
Yep.
1 is surprising all of us. There'll be no off-field dramas in Vegas this year. I've said kinda because the only real drama was the little push and pull in the hotel after Spencer Leniu said naughty things to Ezra Mam, but I didn't count that as a drama. There was nothing
Yeah, no, I'll
in my
give you
eyes
that.
that was big.
Yeah,
no,
I'll pay
I'll
that.
give you
That's
that.
just standard league behavior. So, yeah.
Yes.
So, hold on, I'm just changing this to a yes. This is live. There we go. Now we get into we don't have a right one for a long time. So number 2, the Panthers will win their 3rd minor premiership in a row. I went with the wrong one, so I got that wrong. The top 4 will not change from 2023 with Panthers, Broncos, Storm, and Warriors keeping their spots. Got that wrong. Only got 50% there. Warriors will reach their 3rd ever grand final. Got that wrong. Ali Leotawa to win Warriors Rookie of the Year. Got that wrong.
No.
Warriors to win New South Wales Cup. Got that wrong. Luke Brooks to continue a streak of not playing in the finals. Got that wrong.
If I only had that pulled hammy in the warm-up.
Yeah, I tell you. Zion Maiu will solidify himself in the Warriors front row bench rotation. No, because
Webby
There
hates him.
why
hates him.
not, Brad?
Yeah.
Webby hates him.
Webby hates him for some reason. Dragons for finally fulfill my wish and get the wooden spoon. Nope. Dragons will continue to miss out on their big signing targets. That's a miss because they signed Damien Cook, Valentine Holmes, and King Gutho. So I can't say that they missed out on big names. This is the one I told you guys before the show I had to change. Despite all his moaning last year, Ben Hunt will see out his contract with the Dragons. I had that as a yes because he was stuck, and then after I updated, he got released.
We'll pay
If
that.
only we did this show a couple of weeks earlier.
Yeah. Then 12, no first grade coach will be sacked this season. Definitely got that wrong. Alex Johnston will break Ken Irvine's try scoring record this season. Got that wrong. Tommy Turbo will make it through the 2024 season unscathed. Got that wrong. He had a few injuries, nothing major, but he was still out. Now we get some right.
You know what? I would actually give you that one because every player gets injuries during this. I'll give you that one, mate, because he ended up playing for Australia at the end of the year.
Oh, mate. Okay. Then we're going to 8, baby.
Oh.
I'll give you that because he wasn't.
This is like Dally M night, isn't it?
Scratch it again.
15. Here we go. We're getting into correct ones. Millie Boyle will continue to be the most spoken about NRLW player on any show I feature on, causing further issues with my missus.
Yep.
That's a yes.
Yes.
Any of you that watched the promos, you'd see that once the NRLW started, she was in the picture of our show promo every Wednesday.
Every week.
Well, every week, even when it was really hard to get pictures of her. Speaking of Millie,
you can picture him hiding behind the bushes.
Yeah, I was just going to say he's got a secret spy cam or something.
Don't know how many times I've gone to Sydney and not told you guys.
Yes.
And speaking of Millie, the Roosters will win the NRLW Premiership. Got that one right. Madge Maguire will drop James Tedesco from the New South Wales side at some point during the Origin season. I got that right.
Correct.
Yep.
Now we're getting into wrong ones again. Sean Johnson will extend his contract and play in 2025. We're all pretty confident on this, I think, but that's a no. Probably my biggest miss of the year. RTS will win Dally M Centre of the Year.
Ooh.
A big whoop on that one.
Yeah.
This one I've given myself. You guys won't take it away, but the Raiders will struggle this year, but their rookies will show promise for a brighter future.
Yeah.
I
I'll
think
give
the
you that
KO
one.
Weeks,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Ethan Strange, KO Weeks. I thought, they all showed good promise. Yep.
21. Wayne Bennett will not retire and be involved with an NRL club in 2025.
Oh, good
I'm
one.
smart. I didn't pick a team. I knew a team might find me. So. Then the last one I got right. Craig Bellamy will put off retiring once again and lead the Storm in 2025.
Yep.
So I got that one right. And then the last two, both wrong. Sharks will fail to remove their flat track bully tag and go out in straight sets in the finals.
No.
That one game through it. And then the last one, this will be the year I get a job with the Warriors media team. Still hasn't happened. So
yeah, I don't think it's going to, mate. Sorry.
No.
We have a leader. We have a new leader in 8. All right, mine. I've got some doozies here, boys. Number 1, Warriors to make the NRL Grand Final against either the Panthers or Rabbits. Boys, it's our year. Wrong. Tigers to continue to struggle and win their 3rd consecutive wooden spoon.
Oh,
that's a tick.
Nailed it.
Nice.
Like you, Richie. Nathan Cleary to win the Dally M. No. Number 4, Luke Brooks' story of misadventure continues and he misses out on playing finals footy again. I was the one that was praying for that hamstring injury in the warm-up. Here's one, mate. Maverick Geyer to be the next son of a former NRL player to make his NRL debut. Got that one right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Panthers get sick of Jerome Luai's antics and grant him a release mid-season. Wrong. No NRL coach to get sacked during the NRL season proper. I was way off with that one. And even further way off, Kieran Foran to be forced into early retirement through injury. That was a wrong. I've given myself this one. I'll get you guys to adjudicate on it. Cody Walker and Jack Whiten to end up as South's first choice halves pairing at the end of the season.
Yeah. I think,
Yeah.
He did. Yeah, they moved Whiten into the halves. And...
Yeah. Latrell Mitchell to be the season's highest point scorer. Wrong. Canberra Raiders, with their lack of decent spine, will have the biggest slide down the ladder and finish bottom 4, whilst Shane Flanagan will have the Dragons a much grittier side and be the big improvers, finishing just outside the top 8. That's a definite wrong.
Half right.
Half, yeah.
Yeah.
A half. Are we giving half points? Awesome.
We don't give halves, guys. Come on.
It's got to be full. It's got to be fulls. The loss of Capewell, Flegler, and Farmworth caused headaches for the Broncos, and they finish in the bottom of the 8. I should have said just
you're almost there. You're almost there.
I was almost there. Alex Johnson to be the season's highest try scorer and becomes the 2nd player in history to score over 200 tries, but falls short of eclipsing Ken Irvine's record. That's a wrong one. Michael Maguire to make history and not select 4 fullbacks for the New South Wales Blues, with James Tedesco the huge omission. I've given myself that one.
Yep.
Warriors to continue their good form under Andrew Webster and finish top 2. I was way off. Ali Lau to become a regular in the centres with RTS by the end of the season.
Yeah.
He was starting to become a regular, but Roger wasn't.
Yeah. That's right.
That's where you screwed yourself, man.
I think if Leitao had remained injury-free, he would have been a regular, but yeah.
Marcelo Montoya to be the Warriors' highest try scorer playing outside RTS. That was a wrong one. Zion Mayu to make his Warriors debut before Magic Round. That's a yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Ali Lautua to be named Warriors Rookie of the Year. No. Ruan Hammer to attend a game at Mount Smart Stadium. That's a definite yes. Sean Johnson's stellar form to continue, and he signs a contract extension mid-season for the Warriors, but retires at the end of the season when the Warriors win the comp. I was very overconfident in that one, boys. That's a definite wrong. The Warriors' depth results in them winning the reserve grade grand final. Another wrong one. After the success of the Pathways program, the Warriors announced they will return to the NRLW in the next competition expansion. That's right. And Adam Fanua-Blake to leave the club in the best possible way and take out the Simon Mannering medal. Wrong. He got the player's player, but he didn't get the...
Yeah.
Richie's died.
Richie's had a laptop update. He just sent me a message. we all had ours earlier on. Yeah, so he just said yes. So he's dropped out, unfortunately. But yeah.
Just as well, so he did his picks already.
Yeah. So that means Brad has taken out this year's predictions with 8.
Congratulations. You know more about footy than us.
Congratulations. Yes, congratulations.
All my thanks go to Millie for giving me 2 easy laps.
Oh, my God. Well, can you give us because we're going to do 25 predictions for 2025. Can you give us a prediction for next year, mate? An early one?
I'll stay away from Millie for now. I think 2025 there'll be no coaches sacked.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with it. I think no coaches will be sacked.
There's too many new ones. Too many guys.
The only one that could possibly be under pressure would be Adam O'Brien, I think.
Yeah.
And the Knights would have to be going very, very badly for them to sack him.
Yeah, I don't think they'll go bad enough for him to be sacked, but I thought everyone that could have been risked of being sacked this year were too early in it for 2024, so I didn't expect anyone to be sacked this year either.
Yeah,
especially not the one that got it first. So
who was sacked this year? Who were the 3 that were sacked?
Kevy.
Kevy, Rabbitohs coach, whose name escapes me right now.
Demetrio.
Demetrio
he was
the
a dead
first
man
one.
walking for ages.
Yeah. So it's Demetrio, Kevy.
Who else got sacked?
Brad Arthur.
Brad Arthur.
That was it. That was the 3.
It was the 3, right? Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, you just don't know. I'm hoping the Warriors have learnt their lesson, and you know, if 2025 is not what we all want it to be, that they don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Because
it sounds like they have. That chat with Cappy that was on the TWL podcast, he was more or less saying like everyone just has to be patient. And he was talking really highly of Webby, saying we've got the coach we need. We just need to be patient with the roster. And as soon as these young guys start coming through, getting more experience, then you start sort of seeing the fruits of the labor. But it's probably going to be a couple of years away at least. So he's just like saying everyone just be patient. And I was like, well, we've had 30 years of mostly patience. So there you go. Yeah. What's another 1 or 2?
Yeah. I think good thing in that interview, it was pretty good that he said like the pathways, we haven't seen the development, like the players from that system yet. Where this is all the players coming through with a pre. So yeah, you got to be patient. You can't build all that and then throw everyone out because you didn't get success straight away, I'm still optimistic for 2025. I don't know what optimistic means yet. I always feel like I'm the positive out of the 4 of us normally. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what the team looks like. So yeah,
I think we'll challenge. I think we'll be there or thereabouts for the top 8, but I reckon we might finish 10th or 11th or something like that.
I think the thing for us that's good this year is we play Penrith once. We only play Melbourne once, I'm pretty sure. We only play did we play the Roosters once? We only played them once. Yeah, so
I think so.
There's a couple of teams that we only play once that are some of those big hitters that we always struggle to play. South Sydney is another one. So, and I think South will be a better side under Wayne Bennett this year. They won't be. Yeah, they won't be the team that they've been the past 2 seasons. I think they'll be up there challenging again. So, yeah, I think that goes a long way to how our system will play out. The fact that we don't play a lot of those teams twice. We only play them once. And it's going to be important that we get the wins that we expect to get rather than, like last year, the 2 games against the Titans are games that we would have earmarked as wins early in the season. And to go down, especially in that second game, 66-6.
Yeah.
That was a tough watch. Fucking hell, that was a tough watch.
Yeah.
So Rob, what was that, Rad?
I was going to say, as long as they're competitive and the injuries come down, I think they'll be in conversation at least.
Yeah. Yeah. You got a prediction, an early prediction for next year, Rob?
I think Tane Tuapiki will be our fullback round 1.
Okay.
I think he's going to get the first crack. I think the team will look somewhat like that last round against the Sharks. I reckon they'll chuck Chance into the centers. RTS will be on the wing instead of Montoya.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think the halves round one will be Tomate Martin and Luke Metcalf. I'm pretty sure those guys will get the first crack.
Yep. Interesting. And what, Tanner Boyd off the bench?
Nah, Tanner Boyd, I think, will start in New South Wales Cup.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
You don't think they'd carry him just in case Wade Egan gets injured like he tends to?
Well, you got Aaron Clark,
Aaron
who
Clark
could come off the bench and play a hooking role. Somebody's back. Let's see. His laptop's updated.
Welcome back, mate.
He's back.
So
Welcome back.
He still can't hear us yet.
I don't think he can hear us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just lurk in the background.
Yeah.
What did you wind up on, Emma?
I got 7, mate. I got 7.
Oh. Okay, so next year, I think my first few picks are going to be Panthers top 4, Storm top 4, Tigers bottom 4, things like that.
Yeah. Well, we're just actually having a chat. We've Rob and Brad have given an early prediction for next year. Have you got an early prediction for 2025, mate?
Just like a random one off the cuff?
Yeah.
Anything.
Just random off the cuff.
Okay. No, I won't say what immediate popped to my mind because I don't want to jinx us. New South Wales go back-to-back State of Origin.
Okay.
Even,
I like that
yeah.
one. Yeah. I like that one.
With Dummy Daly as their coach.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Bellamy's there with him, mate. Bellamy's there with him. He'll be all right.
You know who Daly's going to pick? He'll have Ferguson and Dugan back in the team. He'll let Andrew Fafita play wherever he wants. He'll let them go out drinking the night before the game. He'll go, no, you boys are right. Mate, that guy has no idea. A great player, one of the greats of the game, but as a coach, he has no idea.
Of course he has no idea. Why do you think they've got Craig Bellamy as his advisor?
Yeah.
He's the puppet.
Every time he makes a selection, Bellamy began, nah, not him. Nah, not him. Nah, not him. Oh.
Can we get Michael Jennings back? Can we get him back?
Well, he's still going around. They could.
Yeah.
No, there's enough talent in that. Yeah, there's enough talent in that team. They'll win in spite of the coach.
Yeah. My prediction, my early prediction will be that Wayne Bennett, as I was just saying to the boys, I think South's going to have a massive turnaround next year with Bennett as coach. I'm going to go out on the limb and say that he has that much of an influence on Latrell Mitchell. Latrell Mitchell will be the highest point scorer next year in the NRL. That's my early prediction.
Okay.
Nice.
You watch him go walkabout after round 3 and we don't see him.
I was just going to say, he's gone. He's history. He'll walk away from the game full stop.
I had a very biased one pop into my head right off the bat, but as we saw with my predictions, they tend to go the opposite way, so I'm keeping it to myself.
You sure? Okay. What, the Warriors to win the comp?
No, not that biased. Maybe just a return up to the 8, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I think we were all expecting or hoping for that. We're fans.
Yeah.
Of course we expect and hope that.
Yep.
I actually think the biggest surprise next year will be the Tigers.
Yeah.
And by
the
saying
Tigers
that, I mean,
team is good.
How can they not, with that team, how can they not improve? We've said that so many years, but this year, for 2025, how can they not improve?
I think spine looks awesome for next year.
I think they've got a good team, and I think a big problem was they had a lot of talented players before, but they had a lot of players that didn't want to be there. Yeah. So I think they got to that point where they've got rid of, I'm not going to say everyone still wants to be at the Tigers there.
Bateman's got to go, though. Bateman can't be there. I think he has to.
By all accounts, it sounds like Benji and co really don't want him back at any point, even though he keeps coming out saying, no, I'll be there, I'm signed. They'll do something to make sure he doesn't get there. But I think they got rid of all the good players but bad eggs in the bunch.
Yeah.
So, which you've got to do sometimes. We've seen the Warriors do it in the past as well. So I think they're setting themselves up to go in the right direction, but there's not really any other direction they can go.
Backline looks really good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
maybe slightly light in the forwards, slightly.
Yeah.
I think Terrell May, if you get his mindset right, is going to be better for them than Stefano was.
Is Clemmer still there? Clemmer's still there, isn't he?
He's another one they reckon might go.
Yeah.
But I think if you can get the right Terrell May and keep his head on the straight and narrow so he doesn't become like the other Mays, I think you could get a lot of value out of him for a decent price too. They didn't have to pay like millions of dollars to get him, which has been an unfortunate situation for the Tigers in the past.
Yeah, they have in the past. Have always played over. Yeah, I've got a soft spot for the Tigers. You hope they perform well. I'll be going. That's round 4, I think, at Campbelltown. I think I'll go and have a look at that one.
The good old Sunday night game.
I will just let you boys know, though, I've never seen the Warriors win at Campbelltown Stadium in all the years I've been going there. I've actually watched them lose a couple of games by 50. So just letting you know that I will be going to that game next year.
You got to find something in your game day routine to change.
If
you're going to go, do something. Yeah, do something different.
I think we're just going to have an intervention and prevent you from any games. To be honest.
Hey,
it's for the greater good.
I am the only one of the 4 of us that is undefeated at Mount Smart Stadium. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
fair enough. Yeah.
Well, then you save your money and just come to games here.
I will. When do we play the Tigers there?
we are playing them at Mount Smart. We do have them twice.
Parramatta, that's the one. I reckon they'll be wooden spooners next year.
Yeah, we were talking about that, weren't we, Brad? We were talking about that. I think there'll be a pretty fair shout for the wooden spoon.
Yeah, I think so. I'm still probably going to pick Dragons, but I think the Dragons with
that's a surprise.
Yeah, but bringing in Holmes, bringing in Cook, and bringing in Gutho should be more than enough. Just those 3 by themselves to stay away from the bottom 8.
I'm not convinced about the Titans. I think they'll probably be down there as well.
Yeah. It's hard to say,
Have you always? It is hard to say, but thank you for sharing your thoughts. Have you always hated the Dragons, Brad?
I've never liked them, but the hate, it's really, I think, just down to the fact that they always beat the Warriors. They were always the team.
Ridiculous run against us, didn't they? About 10 years where we didn't beat them.
But there may be a time, because I used to hate Manly.
I would love to see Millie Elliott sign for the Dragons NRLW.
I don't like the Roosters, but I would cheer the Roosters on.
If she does, there's a fair chance that they win the premiership because she's won 3.
Every team that's won a premiership's had Millie in it.
Yeah, 3 at 3 different clubs.
Yeah.
Speaking of NRLW, has there been any more announcements or signings at the Warriors for next year? There was a whole heap that they did early on where we had about 10 players, and then there's been nothing more said.
Nothing more yet that I've seen.
Did Rod Griffiths talk at the members thing? The coach for the women? No, okay.
No, the only coach there was Agar.
Okay.
But yeah, because they're still quite a way. I think they start in May.
Yes.
Yeah. So they're still a way. But I don't think they've got enough for a whole squad yet. So there has to be some more coming.
So I'd really like, now that there's 12 teams in that comp, I would really like them to have played like a full season, 2 rounds. Forget about all the other bullshit that those girls play for different clubs early in the season. Just give them a squad of 30 and they can go through a proper home and away series with those 12 teams and build their fan base.
Yeah, I still think it's crazy that they play the first women's Origin game before the NRLW starts.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, eventually, I guess once the game's developed enough, we'll have 17 women teams. 1 team for every club, and they will play. That'd be like the match every game. It'll just be the duplicate. It'll be double headers everywhere.
Yep.
Once there's enough talent to facilitate that and the money involved at the clubs, I guess, as well, because you got to put money into it if you want to do well, which the Warriors seem to be doing. You know, they told us when we were there about what they were planning to do with part of the Mount Smart area, which is going to be dedicated to the women. Their own separate. It's where I think there's like a soccer thing there at the moment, and they've bought that, and they're going to have some gyms on the other side of the road, on the other side of the stadium from where everything is, that they're going to turn into like a high performance like center as well, apparently. I don't know if they've said that outright or if that was just in a conversation that I was involved in that I wasn't meant to say, but I'm pretty sure I've heard them talk about it on the radio. So, but yeah, they need. I wanted to see. Richie will know better. Is it Michelle Blythe?
Michaela Blythe.
I still want her in a Warriors jersey.
Yeah, she's a gun. So fast.
Well, the other one was Portia Woodman. Everyone was talking that Portia Woodman, when she stepped back from the All Black Sevens, she came out and said that she wanted to try a hand at league and whatever. And then she's gone and signed in
the Blues.
Japan or France or Blues, is it?
No,
yeah,
she's with the Blues. She's with
the Blues.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I think you will still probably see her at some point, because it's only a 1-year deal with the Blues, isn't it?
Yeah, and I don't think their season's very long too, so I don't know if it's done and dusted before the NRLW.
So it's like Stacey Walker. Stacey Walker, who played for the Broncos this year, was still under a 2-year contract with New Zealand Rugby Sevens. So they kind of gave her permission to go and play for the Broncos. But obviously next year she comes back and falls back into that Rugby Sevens umbrella. So there was a couple of girls that spoke about it. Sarah Hirony spoke about it. Michaela Blythe. Whether we get to see any of those girls transition across would be, it'd be awesome. But
I think Stacey will end up with us eventually.
I hope so.
I think she will.
She's a gun.
But,
Stacey Walker? Yeah, I reckon she will too, because her family stayed in New Zealand while she went over to... And see, I thought the same with players like Gail Broughton, Tyler King, girls like that who are kind of coming across to play and then going back home. I'm very hopeful that Georgia Hale eventually signs with us again. But she's quite settled on the Gold Coast.
Yeah. She's got a bit of time left on the contract too, doesn't she?
She got another. She's got next year, 2025. Yeah. So, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. All right, boys, that about wraps it up for tonight. It's been awesome. Unfortunately, for the three of us, Brad has taken the mantle of the brainiest of the four of us in terms of predictions.
8 out of 24 is nothing to make a parade about, though, to be honest.
I'll tell you now, it's better than 7 out of 24 and 2 better than 6 out of 24. So, so you take the mantle of the smartest of the 4 dumb blokes, I guess. Always fun having you boys on. Yep. Yeah, always fun having you boys on. When are you guys starting up for the new year? Just before round 1, it will be.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about it yet.
We'll do a prediction show and whatnot, I'm assuming. Again.
Yeah, I think we'll probably do the same like we did this year, where our predictions, it was like a prediction preview of the Vegas games. I think we were like the week before Vegas was when we came back.
Okay.
And it depends. If anything groundbreaking happens between now and then, I'm sure we have the stroke with Paul to just do a show if we had to.
Yeah.
But
awesome.
Touch wood, nothing too bad happens.
For us, we'll probably be back in early Feb. We'll get you boys on. Start thinking. 25 predictions for 2025. It will be next year.
Get your thinking caps on.
About that. Yeah, get your thinking caps on. We'll be back around about then. Just want to thank everyone who has watched us religiously for the past couple of seasons, especially this year. Thank you all for your patience with us not being on for a couple of months now due to
commitment, man. No commitment.
Too much commitment to work, unfortunately. I just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, safe and Happy New Year. Merry Christmas to you two boys as well. And, of course, you, Rob. Merry Christmas to you.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. Thanks to all our Patreons as well. Big shout-out to you guys. Thank you so much for your support. If you do want a last-minute Christmas gift as well, jump on the Redbubble store, get yourself some merchandise. always sales going on at the moment. Yeah, you get a Paliacino, Sean Johnson retirement shirt. So go and check it out. The link is on the screen there.
Absolutely. On that note, thank you very much, everyone. That's it for tonight's show, and we'll see you again soon.
Talk
And
amongst
now,
yourselves.
Talk
while
amongst
we
ourselves,
see how long
because we know how long this takes to shut down.